We used to be scared to death of them. The point he didn't want to come outside. I didn't understand it because I'm from downtown. You heard? We had our own set of killers.
The Rap Cap Podcast.
Dame Impact in Harlem was nothing. Not to say it like that. Dame came up under hustlers that Impact was it. He was a little dude when it came to hustling in Harlem. He wasn't not no Rich Porter, none of that type of. He wanted to hustle. He wanted to hustle for Rich Porter and that. Dame from the East Side. When the niggas on the East Side is different from the niggas from the West Side. Now for the East Side, Dame was a big deal to us because we were little. When he was coming from the West Side, little car, jewelry, and all that. So when you're young, he's looking like Rich Porter, but in reality, he was like this. Nigga, go to the store, nigga, take a couple grams, get out of here.
The Rap Cap Podcast.
That Jim Jones did, and he said that you're not a boss, you're a worker. What do you have to say about that?
Someone called me about that, and I laughed because it's ridiculous, but I felt like Jim must have been giving me an alley-oop to front on him, so I will.
Okay. So, you're invited. Go ahead.
Well, here's the thing. When I was 15-year-old, and I would guess their perspective, because he was a young man, I was big time to him, because I was 15-year-old, and I was doing things that most 15-year-olds weren't doing. And the people that he's rapping about in a lot of his records, like Rich Porter and Lou Sims, these are people I actually used to hustle with. Now, at 15, I'm not going to say I was a legend at hustling. I wasn't. I was 15. But the people that we were looking up to, by the time I got to their age, I had definitely made more money than them, and I was more impactful as it relates to culture, because it wasn't being known for selling drugs. I was never known for selling drugs. But what you won't do, you could ask Lou Sims if he ever sent me to the store, or ask anybody that you know that was in that world that ever sent me to the store. See, I never hustled with Jim, and I don't think he ever bought a car till it was with Rap Money. It was never a street thing. Okay. I knew him as Jomo, and it's not a bad thing. It was his name, and he was like an 8-year-old, like a younger kid running around with a clip-on tie, and he lived in 1199 at Dave's house because I guess they're whatever it was. He lived. So I never really knew him as like growing up. He was always a little kid. Yeah. But Fredo, Cameron brought him around, and I was like, "Why are you with Jomo?" And he was like, well, and he admitted this, he has a crib we go to, we just using him, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, all right, it's Jomo. But he's done what he's had to do. But, he wasn't there to say that. But if he can say that, like Dookie, I used to hustle with Dookie. He was my lieutenant.
Not Dookie. I thought he was calling the man Dookie.
Yeah, you were wrong. Pause.
Pause.
Duke the God we call him Dookie, Paul. Okay. Duke the God is with the Dipset. I used to hustle with him. Okay. You could ask him if he ever seen someone send me to the store, but I was always known in the position as somewhat of a boss, and all I did was pass the plug to them. They were like, they always looked up to me at that time, but I was never big time as a drug dealer, but I did have a crew called The Best Out, and we were the youngest crew, and we were legendary. We was all getting money, but again, I'm pretty impressed with who I am and who I was and the things I did, and the fact that the people rap about are the people that I actually hustle with and actually was able to go another direction. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like for him, he knows the algorithm. Yeah. And, when you say Dame Dash, you go viral. And I was going to ask you if appreciate Jim saying that a reason so that he could, so that I could actually have a reason to talk about who I was and tell people to look under the hood. But if you know a 15, 16-year-old, and another thing is because I used to hang out uptown, so people from downtown, I'm from 1199, they weren't usually allowed to go uptown and hustle, and I was on one of the wildest blocks at the time in Harlem. So I got to make it out of a real circumstance. I didn't wait to get the rap to start to get money. I didn't wait to get the rap to start being tough. None of those things. And you can look under the hood. So I appreciate him bringing it up.
So
and
was
to the extent that I've made my Paid in Full, the OG stories, it's about my friends. The people, like, again, y'all making records about Rich, but he really did hit us with work. I was there. If you wasn't there, it's hard to talk about it. To be obsessed and infatuated in such a way that you think to be a person is to go to jail, get killed, and be famous for a very short run, that's not what I wanted to be known for. But you can find somebody that sent me to the store. I'd like to know.
For the people.
Yo, it's Big Ant, the spokesman, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV, UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in, and just as I expected, Dame Dash responded to what Jim Jones had to say the other day on the No Rap Cap podcast. And I had a link in the description where you can watch both of these clips from the beginning in full from out of New Orleans. The No Rap Cap podcast is everything got kicked off on there. We seen today it turned into a lot because of Cam heard what he said about him. Then turned into a back and forth. 50 Cent jumped in. You know, he looking for the capital C's to always get involved in. But Dame Dash, as I expected a response, but he came very different than I thought, bro. And I liked it, this response from Dame Dash on the POV show, and it's on the American New Network, which is Dame Dash YouTube channel. And y'all know I'm a fan of that era, so I liked it to just hear these stories, and Dame told it very well right there, and it was entertaining too, because Dame, he gonna pop it like he popping it. He had a clip on top. Hey, bro, I didn't put on the clip on top before. I got to keep it all the way 100 as a kid, but just to hear somebody say that, like the way Dame said it, like... But you know, bro, as I said in the other videos, who gonna feel anybody from the street or just anyway when you belittling somebody? Because people go through phases in the streets or just hustling outside. You might not even been an illegal activity person, but sometimes people just have their little homies around, their little brothers. Hey, run to the stove for me, dog. And it'd be like an older dude might be telling a dude like 5 or 6 years younger who might be, you might be 17, you might tell your little 12-year-old nephew or cousin or little partner that stay by you, hey, run to the stove for us, bro, or something like that. That do be happening, but it's different when y'all the same age and it goes on and things like that. But when Jim Jones said that, he most definitely was talking down on Dame Dash right there. But hearing Dame Dash's perspective on it, I most definitely loved it and respected right there. As all these guys used to run together and hearing Duke the God right there, you know, get his name being mentioned. I used to ride around to the More Than Musics, man. I remember Cam had that one verse. I remember Duke the God. He was stupid hard. But I used to really ride to the More Than Musics. Me, my boy D, all the guys. We used to really be sliding around with, or just really even in school as well. Like coming up, we was on all that Dipset stuff. So just hearing this and then watching the movies, hearing more of the storyline, how Dame was connected, most definitely was a real thing. And I'll say this for Dame, bro, you can't downplay what Dame brought to hip-hop, bro. As Dame, and I got another video coming on him with him as well with the Charlamagne stuff, because that was entertaining. Because Dame would say something solid, all the way 1,000, all the way just on point, as I liked what he said right here. But then he goes and says that, hey, everybody's against me. They get paid. I'm going to break that down in the other video with him and Charlamagne if I get a chance to do it. But seeing what Dame brought to this, bro, I got to respect it, dog. Like watching them backstage DVDs as a kid, watching Dipset come to Rockefeller, watching State Property, watching Kanye, the Chain Today, just everything that Rockefeller presented, knowing Dame had something to do with it or some type of creativity or mindset or something going on with all of that, even the Rockaway clothes. Like, I got respect for what Dame did in his culture, bro. You can't downplay him. And I liked what he said right there in full, dog. It just saying you can't find nobody there to say they sent me to the store. You understand? You won't find that going on with me. Like, I was from that block. I was on one of them wild blocks. Nobody never sent me to the store. Ask Duke the God. Ask ask him. They'll tell you, ain't nobody sent me to the store. So he said, Jim, you threw me an alley-oop to basically stun on you and pop it on you. Thank you. You want to go viral? Say my name. Like, but I ain't gonna lie, bro. It was dope when they was all together, bro. I'm a big fan. I'm always cover this story. That's my era. I just bought so many Rockefeller CDs and Dipset and everything that came out that time. That's when I was going to the store, bro. I was gonna find a way to buy some CDs or magazines or read or DVDs. So anytime they get to talking about it, I gotta come speak on it, man. And we see what Jim Jones got going on. He's still actively using this as a person. You know, he said he's the algorithm bender. Jim Jones crazy, man, but you gotta love it. It's all entertaining, man. Tell me what y'all think. We got more coming, more videos, all that 1,000 for shit show. Stay on your pivot.